and welcome along to another video. This video is all about seeds, and these are the seeds that I will be sowing in June. First of all, I'm going to start off by planting out some more courgettes. Now, I did plant out some courgettes probably about six or 7 weeks ago, and I had very poor germination rates, and I think 1 or 2 came through, and then when I put them out on my allotment, the slugs have just had a bit of a field day. So I don't have any viable courgette plants at the moment, so we're having to plant some more. The variety is Defender, and what I'm doing here is I'm actually planting them into these small pots. Planting 2 seeds to a pot, and I'm planting them on their sides. I want to get the seeds probably about 1/2 inch deep. So what I'm going to do now is just push the seeds down into the soft compost, and then I'll top each pot off with a little bit more compost. Next seeds that I'll be sowing will be Chard. Chard, the variety is Bright Lights. I've grown this variety for a few years now, and they've always produced really good seeds. So I'll be planting these Chard seeds into these plastic modules, and the reason why I'm planting them out into plastic modules now rather than direct sowing onto my allotment is purely and simply because at the moment I don't have room on my allotment for the seeds. The space that I've allocated for the courgettes and the beetroots, which I planted a few days ago, is still being occupied by my early seed potatoes. So give it another couple of weeks and the potatoes will be up. These seeds and the beetroot seeds will have produced small enough plants to be able to just put straight out onto the allotment. So the next seeds I'm about to sow are some carrot seeds. And again, this year I'm going to try a slightly different process in that I'm going to plant them directly into these deep pots. The variety is Nantes 5, and it said it's a good variety for this time of year. Again, if I was sowing these directly onto the allotment, I would put them into a shallow drill, probably about 1/4 inch deep. I would sow them as sparingly as possible, and then I would thin them out when the carrots get once they've germinated and they've produced small enough plants to handle. Well, the process I'm going to do here is exactly the same. I'll wait for them to get, I don't know, 1 inch, 2 inches tall. Then I can thin them out and then let them grow on to full maturity in the pots. planting some spring onion seeds. I'm going to have two varieties. The first one being spring onion Eiffel, and the second one is spring onion White Lisbon. I'm going to plant the spring onions into these plastic modules. They're approximately, I suppose, 1.5 inches, 2 inches square. And what this will enable me to do is to actually plant the module at the correct spacing that I want, and then rather than pick the spring onions individually like you would normally do and then you would buy them in a bunch at the supermarket, I will harvest them in their little bunches. So you may get 1 or 2 large ones and you may get lots of little ones, and I found that that's the easiest way to harvest. You can then go and just pick a couple of modules of spring onions, put them in your salad or onto your plate, and that works really well. So we're now in the bottom greenhouse, and I'm just checking on the seeds that I planted, we're now the 2nd of July. The seeds were planted on the 26th of June, and already we've got some germination from the chard, the bright lights, here we go, and the beetroot 2, that's showing fairly good germination. Now in this tray at the front here I planted out frilli mix, which is a lettuce, and that's coming through lovely. And then next to it is the lollo mix, again lollo rosso, which is the green and the red lettuce. Some lamb's lettuce, which hasn't shown any signs of germination yet, and neither has the coriander. So if we go over to the back, I've got a loose leaf variety of lettuce, which again is showing signs of germination. I've also got an Italian mix, which is just about coming through, and I think I have a rogue oriental mustard that's jumped ship. That is showing really good signs of germination. Now at the very back here on this last one I've got cabbage, which is a greyhound. And if we move over to the courgettes, again 7 days, or 6 days should I say, and they're showing very good signs of germination. And then in front of the courgettes I've got the dwarf French beans, which is not bad. They're showing very good signs of germination to start with. And then underneath I've got the carrots. Again, they're not showing any signs yet of coming through. I planted these a couple of days after everything else, so I don't really expect those to be perhaps coming through yet. So we just gone into the main greenhouse, and I just wanted to give you a quick update on the progress of the cucumbers. Again, I've only got 2 cucumber plants, but you can see there's 3 there which are looking extremely good, and all the way up there's various other ones. On this one I've got one nice big one and quite a few little ones, so I'm really pleased with the cucumbers. The tomatoes are a little bit on the slow side, but again they're beginning to fruit up. Cherry tomatoes that a friend gave me. Yeah, so then the tomatoes are looking pretty good. These are Elsa Craig. Now on this side I've got some more tomatoes there, and some more cherry ones down the bottom there.